So the next part of teaching kindness seems super obvious, and a lot of teachers roll their eyes at this one because they're like, come on, of course, but you would be surprised. So we go over it, we cover it, and it is modeling kindness, being a kind person yourself. Now we all have seen those educators, they've been our colleagues before, hopefully not recently, but I remember I had a colleague who would just make fun of one of my special needs students, and I'd have to tell him to knock it off every single time he did it. He had a nickname for her and it was awful. And there are unkind people in the world. We know this, right? We know this. They then sneak into the education profession and they are teaching our children, or right before we get them or right after we get them, or they're in our administration, right? There are unkind people. It is the reality. So our job then is to truly model kindness so our kids have something to see. And again, we've talked about hopefully kindness starts at home, but we also know very often it doesn't. And we are oftentimes the only kind person in a child's life, right? We are that person. And if we want to be that person, then we have to make a conscious effort to really be that kind, loving, warm adult who sets the boundaries, right? Expects great things from them, but is kind and loving and wants them to be near us. So how do we do this? How do we model kindness? Well, we all know monkey see, monkey do, especially with our younger kids. So they're learning it all from us. They're learning it from the adults. They're learning how to interact with other people by watching us, especially those firstborns, because they don't have those older siblings to watch. They watch the adults like hawks. They're trying to figure out, how do I talk to somebody? How do I solve problems? How do I deal with conflicts? They're learning it all. And so little things that we can do, we can be mindful of other people. We can, when we're in the hallway, stay to the right. We're all gonna stay to the right so people can pass on the left. We can clean up our space when we're done. When we're in the cafeteria or in the library, make sure you push in your chairs, clean up after yourselves because somebody's coming behind us. These little things that we just usually do as educators naturally, it is modeling kindness for our students. Offering to help. Oh, I see that this helping a colleague, helping another student you don't know, pausing the whole line as you're walking down the hallway because a younger kid, dropped something. Oh, let's pause and help this guy, right? Because we can help them. Greeting people as you're passing in the hallway, greeting the custodial staff, greeting the aides that are walking by. Hi, how you doing? Good morning. Just, a simple greeting, but you're modeling that kind of behavior for our students. Holding the door behind you or instructing your students, make sure you hold the door for the people behind you. Look behind you before you close the door. Look, I'm gonna hold the door. It's super easy, right? So that so-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so can come through the door, right? Letting other people, oh, I'm gonna let her go first because she's got a lot of things in her arms. Showing them. And then manners, right? Pleases and thank yous, simple things, so simple, but they're just part of who we are if we've chosen to be a kind person. But keep in mind, our kids are watching us. And adult modeling is absolutely key. It's what shapes their daily behaviors and it's what turns it into more of a habit. It ingrains this behavior into their everyday. My husband says hi to every single person that we pass on the street when we're taking a family walk. And over time, now my kids do it. They say hi to every single person. It's just become ingrained in their behavior. It becomes normal. It normalizes kindness. It doesn't have to be this big special, ooh, we're gonna be kind today. No, this is just what we do. Like, we just say hi to people. We smile at people. We say hi to the principal. We also say hi to the custodial staff because they're both right there and we're going to say hi to both. And it's those simple, normal, everyday acts of kindness that are really the powerful ones, not those big, showy, random acts of kindness that end up on social media. These are those simple, normal, helping somebody who fell, holding the door, saying hi, saying thank you, simple. But we have to keep in mind sometimes as adults that this really does apply to how we interact with our students, right? So using our manners with our students, asking them, please sit down, right, rather than sit down, or thank you for turning that in, or thank you for bringing that to me, or thank you for being quiet. Using our manners with them on purpose, right? Because we don't have to, adults don't have to use their manners, but wouldn't it be amazing if we remembered it more often, especially with our younger kids, because again, we are modeling this behavior. Same with when we're having our big emotions. We easily can get mad or frustrated or annoyed when our kids aren't listening, or it's a crazy, no good, very bad day for ourselves personally, and then we kind of let it seep into our professional day, right? We've all had those days where we're just like, ugh. but we can then not take it out on our students. And that's easier said than done, and I get it, especially when they are acting like wild hooligans, or they're breaking our rules, or they're just being cruel or mean, or whatever is happening in your classroom. We have to model how to be mad without being mean. I am frustrated. I'm gonna take a quick 10-second break in the corner. I'm gonna take deep breaths. I need you guys to figure out how to sit quietly and not talk for 10 seconds. Ready, set, go. Whatever that looks like, right? And then using the think method. So thinking before we speak with our students, because our voices will become their inner voice. So we can easily just have that knee jerk, that little comment, or the one-off little remark about their lack of focus, or their lack of working hard, or not being on time, whatever the case may be. But instead, if we can pause and flip it, assume that they're trying their best. And they're not all trying their best, but let's assume that they are, right? And coming at it with a place of kindness, they are much more likely to try their best in the future, because they want to then be their best around you, because they're seeing you be your best around them. So modeling behavior. I will see you in the next video, where we focus on the next part of teaching kindness.